There was a hidden reason why Brock Lesnar returned to Raw when he did, so we'll see what the story is there. We'll also check out the latest rumors surrounding Bray Wyatt, a potential new member for the OC, and more. Let's start things off with Brock Lesnar's return itself. Brock Lesnar made a surprise appearance on the season premiere of Raw to confront Bobby Lashley and fully take him out before he was set to defend his US title against Seth Rollins. And the moment really felt almost like a Money in the Bank cash-in sort of scenario. Lashley gets absolutely destroyed by Brock Lesnar, and out comes Seth Rollins rushing to the ring. The referee asked Lashley several times if he was okay to compete, and Bobby Lashley, being the fighting champion that he is, told him yes, even though he wasn't in a condition to compete. So eventually, Seth Rollins takes advantage of the beatdown from Brock Lesnar and defeats Lashley for the US title. This championship win was pretty huge for Seth Rollins because he hasn't held any WWE gold since the beginning of 2020. It was his first title win of any kind in nearly 3 years, so it was a big moment for Seth Rollins. Obviously, the way the events unfolded basically confirmed the rumors that Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar will be taking place at Crown Jewel. Originally, fans thought the US title would be on the line in this match, but it appears to be a non-title match, which is not an issue at all. The rich history between the two of them, the unfinished business, and what happened on Raw just sets up the match perfectly. And it's good that there's no title on the line because now the winner is slightly more unpredictable. If Lesnar was challenging Lashley for the US title, common sense tells us that Lesnar probably wasn't winning, because obviously you don't want to have a part-time US champion. But the fact that the title is out of the picture makes the matchup even more interesting. Now either man has a fair shot of picking up the win. Reports claim that Brock Lesnar's return was given a Monday Night Raw and happened right after Extreme Rules as a way to compensate USA Network for the fact that Bray Wyatt was going to SmackDown. Bray's actual return at Extreme Rules was the biggest return WWE has had in a long time, and there was a ridiculous amount of buzz around it. But unfortunately for USA Network and Raw, they weren't going to be able to capitalize on that hype because Bray was going to Fox and appearing on SmackDown going forward. So WWE giving Brock Lesnar's return to USA Network was reportedly them trying to make things right and even things out with Bray going to SmackDown. Reports claimed that USA Network had no complaints and was happy about getting Brock Lesnar's return on their show. Bray Wyatt will now reportedly only appear on SmackDown, which is nice and adds even more depth to SmackDown. It's also huge because now, when Roman isn't on SmackDown, the show won't feel that empty anymore. If Roman isn't there, you have Bray Wyatt there. If Bray Wyatt isn't there, now you have Roman Reigns there. So having Bray and Roman on the same show like that will really elevate SmackDown even more. It's sort of like SmackDown 2020 in the Thunderdome, where SmackDown was loaded up because it had the Bloodline story and Bray Wyatt story. And now in current day, there's about to be the same situation. Bray and Roman's story will be on the same show again. The OC reunited on the season premiere of Raw. The OC was a big faction on Monday Night Raw just a few years ago. AJ Styles had the United States title, while Gallows and Anderson had the tag team titles. Everyone was covered in gold, and it was a highly successful faction, but they quietly disbanded right around the start of the pandemic era, and Gallows and Anderson were released. AJ Styles had said it many times that he felt horrible about their WWE releases, and wished that he could have done something. Then Gallows and Anderson started appearing for AEW and making it sound like they'll never return to WWE. Fast forward to the season premiere of Raw, and AJ Styles brings out Gallows and Anderson to help him with Finn Balor and the Judgment Day. It's going to be a great story now that AJ Styles has some serious help again against the Judgment Day. Also, add in the fact that Finn Balor has rich history with everyone in the OC, dating back to the Bullet Club days, and that makes everything even more interesting. But there is one issue for the OC. It's still 3-on-4, and they have no one to cancel out Rhea Ripley. So the idea that had everyone talking was, what if the OC recruited a new woman to fight alongside them and take care of Rhea Ripley for them? Maybe someone that had immediate history with Rhea Ripley, like Beth Phoenix. Or maybe it's someone that had history with Rhea Ripley, like Charlotte Flair. Just any woman who has a score to settle with Rhea Ripley. If the OC is able to do that, then it'll be the first time anyone matched up with the Judgment Day perfectly, 4-on-4. And that would make things even more interesting. A fan theory really exploded this week and got a lot of buzz. This was the theory that the idea of a massive faction versus faction warfare between the Bloodline and the Wyatt Six. Roman and Bray have had a lot of unfinished business with each other, but what if it got much larger than just a one-on-one match? What if their issues literally turned into a full 5-on-5, 6-on-6 sort of matchup? Just an all-out war between Wyatt's army and Roman's army. That does sound pretty interesting. It's sort of like what we were just discussing with the Judgment Day. No one has ever matched up perfectly with the Bloodline. Roman and the Bloodline always had the numbers advantage in every single problem that they found themselves in. But for the first time ever, Bray Wyatt would balance out the battlefield by having 5 or 6 of his guys with him to take on the Bloodline. Some fans were even discussing like a war game sort of scenery for this matchup, and it does sound interesting. Maybe Bray and Roman take part in the matchup. Maybe even they sit out and just let their soldiers battle it out. But the idea of having this massive faction-on-faction warfare does sound pretty interesting. Reports claim that there's no immediate plans for the Wyatt Six versus the Bloodline, but it's still a fun theory to think about, something that would be very interesting to see. In other Bray Wyatt-related news, Eva Marie is not only teasing her WWE return, but she's also teasing the idea of joining Bray Wyatt's side. Eva posted a video of herself shooting a Lily doll into a garbage can with the caption that read, "If I make this, I'm going back to WWE." The video plays in slow motion. Lily is about to go in, and then the Wyatt logo pops up. Everyone basically accepted this as Eva Marie just trolling the fans. But in this current day and era where everyone is returning, you really never know anymore. Eva could be telling us something that we don't know. But Eva went trending for that video, with debating if she's returning or not. So that's another potential return to keep an eye on in the future. But what are your thoughts on today's stories with Brock Lesnar, the OC, and Bray Wyatt? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.